Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. I got a lot of topics that I want to talk about in videos, and they're going to be coming. This is one of them, and I'm going to be having several more. And I want you guys to know that I read your comments. I read about 90% of what comes in. I can't get to them all, you guys, because there is thousands of them. Because you got to remember, people aren't only commenting on today's video, but they're commenting on videos I did last week, last month. So with all the videos and all the comments, I am flooded with comments. So I can't get back to everybody like I once did when my channel was at half the viewership it is now. The bigger it gets, the more the comments. So it makes it difficult. But I want you guys to know that when I read your comments, sometimes you guys inspire the next video. And this video was inspired by Tim. He is a subscriber that has been with me for quite some time. Seems like a very nice guy. And I wish I could hang out with my subscribers. I wish I could sit around a fire and talk to you guys, because you guys are very smart. I appreciate what you have to say. I like it when you guys weigh in and give your thoughts. It helps a lot. And like I said, sometimes it inspires a video. And so Tim inspired this video today. And it was on the subject of Bigfoot. But it was along the lines of, how do you know Bigfoot doesn't exist when you believe in God and you haven't seen God? That question could be taken many different ways. As like a test to see what I would say. It could come off as foolish. Lots of different ways. I don't think it was foolish. I think it's a good question. But when someone says, how do I know God exists? Look around, my friend. This is what tells me God exists. When you look in the mirror at your own face, your own reflection, you are made by God. That's what tells you God exists. I know people are shaking their head right now, rolling their eyes, but it's the truth. I don't have to go out into the woods looking for a footprint if God exists. His footprint is everywhere. It's this right behind me, this massive oak tree. It's the fact that I'm standing here today making a video for you. Because I am a product of God, you are, and everything in this natural world was all created by our Creator. And I'm going to be doing a video about that subject regarding creation. That's going to be another topic for another day. Just because you don't see something does not mean it doesn't exist. You take, for instance, my dog. Maybe my dog thinks only I exist in these natural surroundings. But my dog doesn't know that on the other side of the earth that there's elephants and rhinos and giraffes. It's never seen one of those things, so it doesn't know that there is such a thing on this earth. Just like a cat has never seen a great white shark, and a great white shark has never seen a cat, a house cat. So there's things that can coexist in this world without either being aware of each other. Do you see what I'm saying? But what I disagree about, now I'm not saying that Bigfoot isn't a possibility, but the thing that I disagree about Bigfoot is I don't believe it's a physical being, a physical creature that is grounded to the earth like we are, that can't leave, that can't go somewhere else, that can't go into another dimension. Because I'm here to tell you right now, and this is a fact, that we are the most dominant thing on planet Earth. We are the most powerful, impactful thing on planet Earth. And all throughout the history of mankind, we have captured everything that exists on this earth, except for whatever may lurk at the depths of the ocean. We have literally captured whales, sharks, buffalo, elephants, every kind of creature known to man. That's why we have zoos all over the world, because we can capture the things that exist and roam and run around and contain it. Anything that is physical can be captured. Let me say that again so it sinks in to my viewers. Anything that is physical can be captured. Why has Bigfoot never been captured? Because he's not physical. I think this thing is either one of two things. It is either an alien life form. And people laugh at that, but who's to say that an alien can't be a scary looking large creature covered in hair? Why is it people always assume it's some bald 4-foot creature with large eyes and a skinny little body, how do we know what all aliens look like? They could come in all kinds of different forms, shapes, and sizes and appearance. I don't think it's a physical thing. Because if it was a physical thing, we would be finding its home. We would be finding remnants of things it eats. We would be finding animals that are torn apart and carcasses left all over the place to feed these things. There'd be way, way more evidence than there is. So I don't think it's a physical being. If it's not an alien life form, then it's probably from the demonic side or a part of the demonic side. And it could be a demon. Because when it comes to proof, there would be more proof if this thing was physical. There'd be way more pictures of it, way more videos of it. They would be hit by cars and semis late at night as a truck driver is driving down a highway on a foggy night. A fast-moving 18-wheeler hauling 80,000 pounds would just blast the shit out of it, and you'd find pieces of it on the side of the road like you do bear, deer, and every other kind of known animal to man. This is why I have a hard time with it, because like I said, anything physical can be captured, and we have not been able to capture one, so it tells me it's not physical, because everything else that is physical has been captured. So you got to think rationally. You got to use your head. So if this thing is not physical, then where's it coming from? And what form is it? Is it an alien-like form? Is it part of the devil? Is it demonic? Is this an entity that is coming from somewhere else? Because when it comes to proof, there are unexplained things that can happen, and there can be proof left behind. Now, just to touch on the subject of proof, back in 1987, when I was 17 years old, my older subs that have been with me a long time have heard this true story. I had something happen in a hospital room for 7 nights and 8 days. And when I told the nurses what happened to me while I was in my hospital room, they didn't want to believe me. They didn't want to believe me. And the story got out throughout the hospital to everybody, because everybody was talking about what happened in my room in the hospital when I was 17 years old following a tonsillectomy. And the only reason why they believed what I told them is because the entity that visited me left solid physical proof. Proof. 100% proof that they could not deny, they could not explain, and they could not rationalize. They saw the proof in my room, and it blew their doors off. It got the attention of every nurse on every shift on that floor, and they all came into my room to talk to me and to basically interview me. It even got the attention of the surgeon that did the surgery, and he came in and sat on my bed to ask me what happened. And I told him the same thing I told the nurses. Everybody, all the way up to the hospital administrator, even the administrator, came into my room to talk to me, the boss of the entire hospital, and wanted to hear it for himself. And when I showed them the proof, they could not explain it. They could not explain the physical proof that was left behind in my room, validating what I told them that happened actually happened. They were stunned. So when I talk about proof, I am talking about the very things that lock down a story to say, this is what I saw. This is what happened. Here is the proof. The proof. And these people that tell these stories of Bigfoot have no proof. Now anybody can take a plaster cast of a footprint in the forest and think that it looks like a footprint and make it out to be something that it's not. Anybody can do that. I can do that. But I'm not saying that it isn't possible. I just haven't seen the proof. The proof of God is everywhere around me, and every day I look in the mirror when I get up in the morning. That's enough proof for me that God exists. His footprint is everywhere. Everywhere. Everything you look at is proof of God. But with Bigfoot, there's not enough proof for me to believe. There just isn't. When what happened to me in my hospital, I would have thought I dreamt it. I would have thought that I was hallucinating. I would have thought maybe it was whatever they were giving me in my IV. But this entity left proof in my hospital room that nobody put there but this entity. And so they believed me. And the nurses told me, they said, you're not the first one that has had this happen to them. They said, we've heard multiple accounts from our patients. So it's happened before. And because it's happened before and they saw what happened to me and the proof that was in my room, they were believers. They were convinced that there was more to what was happening than what they could understand. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to proof. Had I not had the proof in my room, maybe the surgeon wouldn't have believed me. Maybe the nurses wouldn't have believed me. Maybe the hospital administrator would not have believed me. But because I had the proof, they believed me. They could not deny it. They could not deny it. And I wish that you guys could have seen the looks of those nurses' faces when they gathered in my room, because some of them came in 4, 5, 6, 7 at a time. Because one nurse spoke to another and they said, did you hear about what happened down in Kevin's room, down the hall? And it got throughout the whole hospital. And I told the story before, you guys. I can't remember if it's still on my channel. Maybe it is. I hope it is. I can't remember. I got too many videos on my channel. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to proof. And there's a lot more things related to this topic that I want to talk about. A lot more things that I have theories about, and things that it's just like it's almost like an all-knowing. I don't even know where it comes from, but these videos I feel very compelled to talk about. But a lot of times, you guys, your comments help, because when you spark a question or spark an idea, that's what helps give me content sometimes. Now, that's rare for that to happen, but it does happen, to where sometimes you guys will say something in a comment and it'll be like, you know what, I'm going to do a video about that. That's a good idea. That's a good answer. That's a good question. So when you guys leave comments, just know that maybe it could spark a video. And if it does, I will give you credit for it, and I will mention your name in my video to say that it was from, this person. And that's why I did this video. And today's video is because of my subscriber, Tim. And he seems like a great guy, very smart guy, a very logical guy. And when he asked the question, I thought, there's my answer, and I'm going to do a video about it. So when it comes to proof, the things that I believe because I had the proof. So that's why I have a hard time with Bigfoot, because there just isn't the proof. And because of the lack of the proof, it tells me that it's not a physical being like I am a physical being. That I am grounded on this planet and stuck here until the day I die. I don't think Bigfoot is in that same situation. I believe Bigfoot could be some type of demonic entity that for whatever reason is showing itself to a certain population of people, and this is why they're saying what they are when they have sightings. Why do they get to see it and not everybody get to see it? How come it's never seen in the city? How come it's never seen in a highly populated area, like running down a city block or between buildings? Because just like wild animals, they go into the city. There's just too many questions, you guys. There's just too much to get into, because it would make this video hours long. I could go on and on about the subject, but I think that it's something that has got to be interdimensional, because that possibility has been proven to me with what happened in the hospital. It's been proven to me to where nobody can tell me otherwise, because I saw it firsthand with my own 2 eyes. If you do see a Bigfoot, then obviously it came through a dimensional doorway, was here for a moment, and then it was gone. But I don't think it's a physical being that's grounded on this planet like we are and all the living creatures on this earth. And when I say living creatures, I'm talking about known animals. I think these things, these quote-unquote cryptids, are coming from somewhere else, and they're of the side of the devil. They're demonic. That's what I think it is. because it puts fear in people. It makes people run away. It makes people panic. It makes people uneasy. This is all stuff that's of the devil. All the things that put fear in your heart are of the devil. God would never do that. So that's my thought on it, and that's why I have a hard time with it. But do I believe that it's something that could come from the dark side and appear and manifest to you? Yeah, I believe that's possible. I just haven't seen one. It hasn't manifested to me. And if it did, then I would talk about it. I would explain what I saw, what I experienced, and what it was like. And that's it. And it wouldn't matter to me if people believe me or not. I could care less. Because I figure maybe everyone in due time will get their experience to see something. I don't know. But there's going to be other topics related to this coming, because I feel very compelled to talk about these different topics that I have to get off my chest, because when they come to me, it nags me until I do a video about it. And sometimes a video could be inspired by any of you based on what you say in a comment. So that's my thoughts on it, and that's where I stand with it. Is I do not believe Bigfoot is a physical, grounded creature living in this world with us. We would have captured it, we would have killed it, we would have brought it in, and we would have said, here it is, what is it? This is it. Doesn't happen because it's not a physical creature. It's a manifestation of something that has the appearance that it does for whatever reason. And then it's gone. It's elusive because it doesn't exist in this world. This world is not its world. It has ability to come into this world and show itself to us and then be gone. So it can never be studied, never be captured, never be killed. All of that. That's what I think. So when I say I don't believe in Bigfoot, that's what I mean by it. But I believe that if it's some type of entity, it's capable of coming here, showing itself, and then vanishing. But I don't believe that it's a physical creature. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.